Alright, so this is not an April Fool's joke. This is actually all real. The Pokemon Mimikyu is finally in Pokemon GO. As an added bonus to the shockingly good time event, we can now catch Mimikyu for the very first time. Hey, how's it going everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon GO video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. Alright, so we gotta talk about this surprise Pokemon release in Pokemon GO. The long-awaited Pokemon that people have been wanting for several years now is finally in the game. And I'm of course talking about the electric-type Pokemon, Mimikyu. This is a Pokemon that has been a fan favorite within the Pokemon franchise. It is a Pokemon that was originally released with Pokemon Sun and Moon, and a lot of players have been wanting this Pokemon in Pokemon GO for quite some time. And for one reason or another, Niantic has neglected releasing this Pokemon. They seemingly teased that it would come with special mechanics, and it looks like they finally pulled the trigger. Mimikyu is now in Pokemon GO, and a lot of players are getting really excited about it. So, the way that they released it is that it was a part of April 1st, seemingly with the April Fool's Day, and it's also a part of a shockingly good time, which is an event that kicked off literally today. And I think because of that, players were quite surprised. Players were very much thinking this was something that Niantic was not going to do. But yeah, Niantic gave everyone just a pleasant surprise over the weekend, or I should say over the week, or over today. Yeah, wow, I realized my sense of time has been really off lately. But yeah, anyway, today we're finally getting Mimikyu. So you could just go out right now, catch Mimikyu. It's spawning in the wild. You could also get it from field research tasks. It is a Pokemon that we could now get. And for a lot of people, that is a really cool thing. There was a lot of opportunities here for Niantic to egregiously monetize the release of this Pokemon. They could have had it locked behind eggs. They could have made it a raid exclusive Pokemon, or maybe a Pokemon you could only get from a special research ticket. But as of right now, it is going to be a wild spawn, and it is available to everyone. I also feel like maybe they could have had a little bit more hype going into the release of Mimikyu, considering just how many players were wanting this Pokemon in the game. They could have actually announced it. They could have actually teased it. That would have definitely gotten a lot more players more excited for a shockingly good time. And I think it would have been something that would have went over really well with the Pokemon GO community. Not to say that the surprise release was something that players did not enjoy, it's just something that I thought was maybe a bit of a missed opportunity. Because it did feel like this week was not necessarily that hype. It didn't seem like a lot of players were really feeling a shockingly good time. But with the release of Mimikyu, now players are going out and catching a whole bunch of Pokemon, getting really excited about the game, and I think it's really because of the release of this one Pokemon. Now, in the future, what does this mean? I think there is potential there for them to release certain Pokemon that has been highly anticipated and do a surprise release. Maybe they will not announce ahead of time when certain Pokemon are going to be coming to the game. We of course do have data miners who find different game files within the Pokemon servers, Pokemon GO servers, and of course we can kind of predict when certain Pokemon are going to be released. But even then, unless Niantic makes an official announcement, those data mined info typically doesn't necessarily indicate when we're going to be getting certain Pokemon. But I think for Mimikyu, this was one of those Pokemon that was in the game files for so long that players were always saying, hey, maybe during Halloween of last year, that's when it was going to get released. Maybe during this event or that event. But it turns out it was going to be through April Fools, which I think is actually kind of hilarious. So yeah, if you've been wanting this Pokemon, you could just log into the game right now, pick it up for yourself. You could go and do some special research tasks. Seemingly, you'll be able to pick up a Mimikyu through field research, and you'll also be able to get a high IV version of it through those means. And of course, it does come with some special mechanics. Specifically, it does seem like it could take a charge attack and it's going to have lowered defense after that. I think that's kind of cool. It kind of gives it like a third shield within a PvP battle, which could definitely mean something. I think it's also a very unique mechanic that could definitely change things up within PvP, but I just don't know exactly how it's going to all pan out. Maybe it's going to be a meta Pokemon, maybe it's going to be a must-have Pokemon for PvP. I really do not know how it's all going to pan out, but at the same time, it's really exciting that they're thinking outside of the box. Yeah, with Mimikyu, this is definitely something really cool for Pokemon Go. It definitely has a really good precedent for the future of Pokemon Go, and just in general, I think this has generated a lot of excitement within the Pokemon Go community. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. There's nothing really else to talk about. Like I said, this is not an April Fool's video. I actually wasn't planning on making one this year. I know every year I make a April Fool's video where I go over like a fake event that's coming, or maybe I don't know, do something a little bit fun. I feel like last year's April Fool's joke was okay. I made a video talking about this fake Hello Kitty collab event that was coming out. Yeah, the reception to that was kind of mid. I didn't really expect much from it. And this year, I didn't really think of anything that would be funny or entertaining. So yeah, that's the reason why. But at the same time, pretty cool that we're getting Mimikyu. I think that's totally worth a video. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of things behind it. Certainly, maybe in the future, there's going to be some other cool stuff that we're going to see. And I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, let me know your thoughts regarding the release of Mimikyu down below. Do you feel like the way that they released this Pokemon was okay? Do you feel like they could have done something different? And are you gonna go out and go after Mimikyu? I would like to know. So yeah, definitely share your thoughts and let's have a great discussion. And yeah, that's it for this video. If you really enjoyed it, if you really enjoy my content, the best way you can support me is of course hitting the like button for this video, subscribing if it's your first time here, and also make sure you turn on that notification bell so you know exactly when I upload videos. And of course, check out the links in the description below. One of them is to my Patreon page. If you become a Patreon member, I'm actually going to add you to my Pokemon Go friends list. So for remote raids, the friendship system, all that good stuff, make sure you go and check out my Patreon if you want to play Pokemon Go with me. And of course, there's a link to my Etsy store, which is kind of like my side hustle. I'm creating a whole bunch of merch for K-pop and anime. If those are your hobbies, maybe you'll find something that you will like. So go to the description below, check out my Etsy store, and yeah, see if there's something you will buy. That'll be really cool. And also, before I leave, yeah, check me out on social media. I'm active on Instagram and Threads in particular. If you go there, look for @CountJinsula. That's going to be me. Give me a follow. You'll be able to keep up with my daily life. All right, with all that said, that's going to be it for this video. My name is Count Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself today. Go out and catch a Mimikyu, and I'll catch you all later.